Marie, somebody at the university are deserving their summer vacation more than others. Could you agree on that?
Yes, I think I can. Definitely.
Because this is a true story about one of the smallest units at the University Museum that have held an international conference, and not a small international conference, Marie. What kind of conference have you actually been?
Well, it was the 23rd International Radiocarbon Conference. It meets every 3 years, and usually we're between 250 and 350 people. This year we were 285 or so, from 40 different countries. We had a large delegation from the US, the rest of Europe, of course, China, Japan, Australia, and it was very interesting.
I myself have been on several conferences, and you know, when the time is ticking around 5 o'clock or something like that, most people will maybe like to rest a little bit and all that, but you had a very extreme, intense program. You know, we heard people were discussing late evening.
Absolutely. It was a fairly intense program. We started at 8:30 every morning, except Friday, except Friday after the party. We started an hour late.
Okay, that's it. That's good.
So we started at 8:30. We had coffee break, lunch, and another coffee break. Ended at 6 o'clock, and then we had selected a pub in town which is large enough to accommodate, let's say, a third or half of the participants. And we just met there. And at other conferences, in larger towns, we realized that only a few people would go. But in this case, there were so many people that the first night on Monday, the pub was great, and they ran out of beer glasses.
Okay.
So
also the social part of it was a success. But you know what we have heard, you know, we have been looking at the program, you know, and what are the hot topics this conference?
People are grouped around one thing, carbon, and carbon-14. Well, carbon is everywhere, and the carbon-14 can be used to date, but it can also be used as a tracer. Through nature, through man-made structures, whichever. And that's why we had a very wide program where we had what I would call traditional radiocarbon talks about how to calibrate our results. People discussed their results on tree rings, doing single-year measurements. We also had a lot of very good archaeological presentations, from Neolithics and Mesolithic to recent, whether it was someone looking at iron.
You know, I think you actually have made your point, you know, and that is that there are actually many more research environments around at this university and other universities that should be aware of the possibilities that are in this this technique, you know. So it's much broader than we are actually usually. As you say, you know, okay, C14, what is the age of this bone and all that? It's so much more.
There is a lot more than that.
It's more than that.
Whether it be the source of pollution, the source of particulate pollution in, I think it was Beijing, and other cities. It's a lot wider because carbon is everywhere.
But anyway, you know, we are so impressed, Marie, by you and your staff. You have a small staff. You are 8-9 people, and you have had some help from the administration, very little help, but good help, I hope. But you know, we are so impressed. This small group, you are researchers and technicians and all that, but you have been able to arrange one of the most successful international conferences at the university this year.
Yes, thank you.
We are happy. And you are, in 3 years' time, you will have a new conference, and you are going to
Jerusalem.
You're going to Jerusalem?
Yes.
Okay.
Usually there are votes for that, but in this case only one group proposed to organize it.
Okay.
So in 3 years we're going to Jerusalem.
Okay. Good luck.
Good.
And have a nice summer vacation.
Thank you.